I gotta say, I love that your version of Frankenstein's monster wears a hoodie.
Yeah, yeah, he does have a hoodie, and he has a beautiful jacket and gloves, and these beautiful scars. You know, we really tried to get the scarring on the face right, and you know, be true to the idea that our creation, our monster Frankenstein named Adam, is put together by 8 different corpses. You know, so all of this is from different corpses, and that he's stitched together.
Did you know the backstory for the different, or did you have like?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
oh really?
Yeah.
That's
so,
interesting.
You know, and these scars, because it takes place in 2 different eras. There's one in the 1700s, and then most of it's in the modern day. Is that how do the scars evolve? You know, are they thicker in the beginning, and then they sort of, you know, ease off during you know, throughout centuries, because our monster Adam is cursed with eternal life. He doesn't die, and some people would think that was a blessing. You know, everybody's trying to find eternal youth, but he's an unwanted, unloved being, and so he has the curse of roaming the earth, looking for the purpose of his life.
Well, you know, it's interesting you talk about that, because a couple years ago I read the original Mary Shelley Frankenstein, and I was shocked at how much, you know, the classic Hollywood versions leave out. So when you revisited the material, you know, like, did you take anything away from it?
Well, the first thing to take away with it is Adam's a very beautiful, sensitive being in search for love. You know, just wants to be loved by his father, and like we all do.
Yeah.
You know, and really, when I read the script, I resonated with the fact that, you know, as teenagers, we're all feeling ugly, unwanted, unloved. We don't know the purpose of life. We're feeling the pressure of life. You know, we don't know how we fit in. I thought, well, isn't that just like Adam, our monster?
And it never ends for him, right?
Yeah, and adolescence seems like it never ends for us. It hasn't ended for me. I'm 45 years old, and I'm still, you know, digging in, trying to figure out what's going on. You know, and I remember as a kid, you know, listening to Pink Floyd, you know, out there doing my thing and wondering what was going on with my life, and girls, and, you know, couldn't get the girl I wanted and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, this is just like Adam. And so it really resonated with me. Now we've taken this to another level, and you know, we have big epic things like good and evil, and you know, dark forces and all this sort of stuff. And we've introduced Cali stick fighting into the movie, where Adam is proficient at this.
You trained very heavily on that, right?
I did 6 months hardcore, making it look like these things were, you know, born in my hands. So a lot of work went into this movie, and I think it's really going to pay off.
Well, it's interesting. You know, you have a lot of new elements here. You know, you have a modern day Frankenstein's monster. You have the fighting. You have this great adolescent approach to the character. What do you think will surprise audiences the most about this new version of Frankenstein?
It's a story. You know, it all comes back to good story. You know, and the story of this thing that we can all relate to, and this world that he finds us in, this dystopic world of chaos and confusion and good and evil. And the main thrust of this movie is that we all have decisions to make that will determine who we are, become, and all this sort of stuff. You know, and Adam has to make a decision between good and evil. Like, every single day, we have to make decisions that, you know, will affect us in diverse ways. And that's what this movie is about: making those decisions, making the right decisions, trusting yourself, and also being a badass Cali stick fighter.
Well, of course, that always helps, right, with making those decisions.
Yeah.
Last question I wanted to ask you is this is based on not only Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but a comic book. You know, and it's an adaptation.
That's right.
How does it feel coming to Comic-Con, you know, representing that material?
Well, it's a perfect place for it. You know, we're going to go and do our, you know, the panel now right before Hunger Games, and that's really exciting. And, you know, all these fans are getting excited by this great, you know, teaser poster, and, you know, this is what Comic-Con's all about.
Right?
You know, you go out there and you see, you know, you know, all these faces and costumes, and I just saw, you know, a little girl all the way up to the father and the mother dressed up, and this is what it's all about. So hopefully next year, after the movie comes back, we'll come back here and we'll see.
Think you'll come as Adam, maybe?
Wow.
You come in costume, right? You do your own cosplay.
Maybe I won't come as Adam, but maybe somebody else will come as Adam.
That would be great. That would be ideal.
Yeah, when I first got here yesterday morning, you know, the first thing I saw was, you know, somebody with a Joker face at 6 in the morning, and I've seen a lot of Batman. I mean, I've seen so many Batman T-shirts and all that sort of stuff, and then they see me, and I'm associated with that movie, and so it's very rewarding.
Well, speaking of that, you know, you were a great Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
You've also been, you know, Olympus Has Fallen recently as the president. You've been in big action blockbuster movies. How does it feel to take center stage?
Well, I mean, you know, it's not my first time, so I always like it. It's good. I like it to be on my shoulders. I feel like, you know, I work hard enough, and it feels good. You know, But again, it just comes down to good story and good actors around you. It's never dependent on just one guy, because this medium, this film is about people. It's about cameramen, it's about you, it's about the sound guy, it's about the caterer, it's about everybody. So, you know, stories first and foremost, then your performers, your troupe of actors, and then the people that put the movie together. So it's not dependent on one person or one particular thing, but it feels good, and I'm glad to be here with I, Frankenstein.
Oh, that's great. Good luck with the film.
Thank you very much.
Have fun at the panel.